Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vineeta Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys May's twin flame messages from your twin flame. It's been a while. I haven't had time to shoot any of the videos, and this is going, by the time it airs, it's gonna be already in the first week of May. I still felt that I should still do a reading. I was actually on holidays as well, so it was something that I needed to do for myself, and it was nice to be on a little bit of holiday. So it is a bit later than what I normally publish, but it is timeless. It still is meant to come to you whenever you see it. So we have a long month in May, and I felt that this would be something that a lot of you will benefit from, especially the type of messages that I have been channeling when it comes to the DMs. They have been going inwards, and they have been diving deep into their soul purpose, the meaning of their life, and what they're here for. And that's not gender specific, by the way, because a lot of my viewers are also males, and you're just in DF energy. Doesn't mean that you are not any less masculine in physical reality. I just wanted to add that in. It's just the energy, and energy is not definitely any gender specific. So, and I do have lots of male clients as well, so that are in the twin flame journey. So it just goes to show that there's a lot of paradigms that the new consciousness is changing when it comes to just the standard rules and regulations that we all grew up with. So so having said that, I do feel that a lot of DMs have been going through their soul transformation as well, and they have been diving deep into the meaning of their connection with their beloved, especially for those that have met their other half, their DF. So those are some of the messages that I have been channeling lately very heavily. So and if you have been feeling your DM in any way, that is the reason why. It's just some of the heavy energies around the connection itself. Hopefully we will be able to see that in the reading, so we will see how that goes. Before we dive deep into this reading, let's hit it. Welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, please do not forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any future videos. I have a bunch of stuff that is in this channel. I have the Pep Talk series. I launched the Ava series, which is Ask Vineeta Anything. I have actually got a lot of questions, so I'm going to be doing that video pretty soon, answering some of the questions that people have asked. So you may want to check that out, as well as my readings, which are timeless. Whenever you're drawn to this reading, whether it's multiple times or once. It doesn't matter. It's meant to make sense to you and for you to get the messages whenever you stumble on this. Having said that, if you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do that directly from the website. Link is in the description box, as well as do your booking straight from there. I also want to add that 10% of Twin Flame Union sales also go to charity. So if you are purchasing with me, just know that you are actually fulfilling some of the causes that I am in partnership with. So these were the announcements, and let's look at the May highlights. As usual, I have this here written. It's from my regular viewers would know this. Forever Conscious. Tanaz put something together, and I usually just read off that. And there's some really interesting insights here, though I'm just doing the highlights. You can go and check out her article, which is in depth. May 2nd, and of course, I just want to point out, because this video is going to not air, it's going to air 1 week into May, so it's going to be a little late, and some of these events may have passed. Not too much, actually only just one event, because by that time the video would be up. So May 2nd, Venus enters Aries, and that's the only one that you will miss from the highlights for the newbies that are here in this channel. May 10th, we are going into Mercury retrograde. It is what it is, and I didn't realize that I wrote this upside down. I didn't even look at the I've got it like this. It is what it is. I am so particular about a lot of things, and if I see imperfection, I'll laugh at it first thing. It's an OCD thing. Only person that will understand that will be my twin flame, because he's not different from that. So we notice the littlest things. So May 10th and 11th, Jupiter enters Aries. May 15th and 16th, this is going to be a very, very potent cosmic event. We've got blood moon and lunar eclipse in Scorpio. For those that understand the sign of Scorpio, Scorpio rules sort of like the underworld. So there's lots of, and this is why in the tarot deck, it associates with death and new beginning, that sort of thing. So it just, if you want to do any kind of shadow work, the Scorpio season, or anything that is in the astrology of Scorpio, you will understand that it's very, very potent. And in this case, because it's ruling the underworld, or the darker aspect of your soul alchemy or your shadow work, it's a good time to negotiate soul contracts, vows, especially with the blood moon being in there and the eclipse, right? So all of that will really, really amp it up. And you may want to find out more information on that. I would really highly recommend you guys to rewrite some of your soul contracts, especially if it has come up in your healing and you know what they are. When I say soul contracts, I'm not talking about this lifetime. I'm talking about previous lifetime soul contracts and vows. So for those that have come up in your, if that aspect has come up in your in your shadow work or your healing, then that would be something that you can totally try doing. And then, oh, I didn't write the date on this, so must be, I don't know what date this is, but at between, I think it's probably the same time, or maybe May 18th or something like that. I didn't write. Algol and the Sun, they are conjuncting. Algol is one of the notorious star in astrology, so you may want to check that out as well in her article and read up more on it. May 20th, Sun aligns with Pleiades, so you may want to look at that. May 20 and 21st, we've got the Gemini season. So if you have Gemini in your charts, whether it's sun, moon, or rising, you can have a look at that. May 24th, Mars enters Aries. For those that know a little bit about astrology, Mars is the ruling planet for Aries. For example, for Libra and Taurus, I know that because that's, you know, our ruling planet is Venus. So just for your information, if you didn't know that, you have to look it up, you know, and see what your astrology, what planet rules your astrology. So it's good to know, because when you are going through some sort of cosmic events within those planets, you know, it'll definitely make a difference. Now we've got May 28 and 29, Sun aligns with Aldebaran. So you can find out more information on that. And then of course, May 30th, we've got new moon in Gemini. So these were the highlights for May. And we will dive into the reading. As I mentioned that before the intro, I have been channeling a lot on DMs and just what they have been doing lately, and a lot of things are coming to light to them when it comes to the connection, just understanding their life purpose and their you know, their goals and their desires and, you know, that sort of thing. A lot of DMs, of course, is also sort of aligning all their ducks in a row, if that makes sense to you guys. And with DMs, they will, when it comes to just getting everything in order, if they don't feel like that they are actually doing that, they will wait. They'll wait for the right time when they are actually going ahead and getting all their ducks in the row. It's something that is just the way that they're designed. So because DMs also are focused on the material world rather than the spirituality, so it's very important for them that they get you know, their career, their business, and all that sort of thing in order before they want to start a family, or before they want to come to their DF. So that's how I channel DMs. I always say that. So that's just the way that I feel it's part of the way that they you know, function. So as usual, I have pre-shuffled all these decks, and I'm gonna go straight into the reading. And as soon as I cut the deck, I just want to show you the first card that I got is the Devil. And if you look at if you look at this deck, it's interesting how the Devil looks. You've got this couple that is entwined in this roses with this vine of thorns, right? So and then of course there's lots of that's lots of like fire, and of course it's the red rose, so a lot of desires, and because it's got thorns in here within these vines, I feel that it's like a very I won't say toxic, but it's like I can't find the words, but basically it's like melancholy, you know, type of you know, like I know the word in Hindi, but that's, you know, it's just that you know, that kind of you know, desire, right? You know, it's yeah, I won't say it's a toxic energy at all. At least that's not what I'm channeling looking at this card. It's just like obsessive. There you go, like obsessive or compulsive, you know, that kind of, you know, those words. So so we'll see what are the messages from your twin flame. And the first card that jumped out is Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles, that tells me that they are, of course, a lot of them are if they are not single, because I'm channeling lots of DMs here, for those that are wondering if your DM is single, if this shows up, definitely they are. They're not tied to any any relationship. They're too busy, again, building their empire, and they've got, like, if you look at this woman, she's got this grape that she's harvesting. And if you know anything about harvesting grapes, it takes, see, the thing is that with the world of having a grape vineyard, you need to lots of years go into harvest, into getting the proper roots for the grapes. And you have to have the right climate, you have to have the right everything. I'm not a cultivator of grapes, but just what I know, just in general. And each year, of course, depending on how much you looked after the grapes, the vines, and the vineyard, the grapes will reflect accordingly. You get the product, and of course, you get the wine out of that, right? So this woman, actually, it's a male. It's a new deck, so I'm still getting used to it. It looks like a male to me, but then maybe it is androgynous, So this male is actually harvesting these grapes, and you can see that he's got little coins there. And for those that know anything about grapes, and for those farmers that actually, those vineyards that actually produce grapes, of course there is money attached to that, because it's such in demand. You can sell and make lots of money. And for those that have vineyards, they're rich, and that's what it's talking about, abundance, right? So it took this farmer eons to get that fruition of those those grapes. And of course there's coins around it, which means that the hard work has been put in. So what I understand out of this, when it comes to your DM, your masculine, that just means that they've just been working very, very hard, and they are setting their ducks in the row, as I mentioned just before the reading. And they are trying to just build their empire before they actually go to their DF. And it's something that is within them. That's just the way that they channel. And look at that. Seven of Pentacles. Now, this woman is pregnant in here. I just want to add that, because usually they are not into a typical tarot deck. And basically, Seven of Pentacles is talking about the intention has been placed eons ago on what they actually want out of their life. And again, I'm still channeling the DM, and it just, they planted this tree, and in this case, this is an apple tree, and she is now harvesting. So that's going in point with the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. It has the same energy, especially in this deck, just the way that it's it's come here. So Three of Wands. And if you know anything about Three of Wands in a typical tarot deck, of course, this person is at the shore and is waiting for his ships to sail home. So in this case, this woman is gazing up, looking at the moon and the stars. And if you look at the stars, this is sort of, I see this all the time in Indian movies. It's the shooting star. So basically, what I'm picking out of this is that this woman is wishing on this shooting star for whatever the desires are, or whatever their wish is. So I feel that seeing these three cards the way that it's shown up, it's something that when it comes to their DF, yes, they are setting their duck in the row, and they want to harvest the fruit of their labor and intention, but they're actually also waiting for the right moment when they will actually come forward and they're very strategic when it comes to that. They, you know, they're not going to come prematurely, of course, you know. So and it's something, because there's a shooting star as well, which is asking for your wish or fulfilling your wish. So I feel that it's on point with what their desires and longing is. So 3 very powerful cards with really powerful meaning. So messages from your twin flame. So for a lot of you guys, if you're wondering when it will happen, when it comes to your, you know, when they will actually show back in your reality or whatever, I want to say that they're almost there, and they've got their, you know, they're just aligning a couple of things, tying some loose ends, and before you know it, they will be here. 10 of Swords. So that's a very heavy energy, and I just want to add that if this has shown up here, let me just see what this card is saying. 6 of Pentacles. So beautiful, beautiful card for it to come as well, explaining the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is explaining to me that whatever they were doing when it comes to their soul alchemy, their healing, their self-reflection, their shadow work, a lot of that stuff is done because it's the end of the cycle. And what they want to do is now come into the 6 of Pentacles zone, which is giving, giving like sort of like a equal love and take relationship in physical reality with their DF. So at least that's how I'm picking it up. And sure enough, see, this card is talking about give equal love and, you know, take in a relationship. And we've got the Temperance here as well, which is also talking about the same thing. Temperance is all about finding that balance, and that is what I'm picking up. And this entire spread is kind of explaining that, because like I said, they're trying to put their ducks in the row, and they're trying to tie up some loose ends that they've got, and they're just waiting for that right moment to approach their DF. And that's the first deck that explains this. I have another one that I will use, and this is again still a tarot deck, and I want to just clarify if there's any additional insights on any of these. So let's have a look and see. Of course, for those that know me, I have pre-shuffled all these cards, so for camera purposes, I'm just doing them once again so that it looks like it's shuffled. And the bottom of the deck, we've got 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords is all about the conflict, the inner conflict that they have. And even though they are taking their sweet time, taking, you know, just trying to tie up loose ends and just trying to sort out things that they need to sort out before they come forward, they're still conflicted when it comes to the DF. They still have that inner conflict when it comes to the connection, because they know that they need to get their act in order and do it on a timely manner versus taking forever, right? So because yes, so we've got the Fool. Of course, the Fool is the first card in the deck, and that talks about new beginnings. So yes, messages from your twin flame. 2 of Wands. Some of them are also deciding which way to go about. They have an idea, and they've got a couple of ways that they're trying to figure out. And when it comes to approaching their DF, they're trying to figure out, okay, which way am I supposed to, how I'm supposed to do it. So they're at that road where they're just trying to figure all that out. At least that's what I'm channeling. And like I said, I have been heavily feeling that when it comes to the DMs, so you'll have to tell me if this resonates or not. The next card is Eight of Pentacles. I do feel that they do want to, you know, try to make things work between their DF and themselves. So, messages from your twin flame. What else do they want to say? Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is talking about basically a lot of desires that they feel when it comes to their DF, and they know that they will never ever meet anybody like that. So, and they come across people all the time, and that, like I said, that's not any gender specific, but they do feel that they are you know, they'll never meet anybody as amazing as their twin flame. Bottom of the deck, we've got Five of Pentacles. They do know that they did leave you out in the cold, and some of them actually, in fact, ghosted you and cut off all communications, or, you know, they are closed off to the connection. So all of that is also there. And I do feel that they realize that, and a lot of that has been kind of going deep within. They've been going deep within and just trying to figure out what they're missing in life, and whether they should just take a leap of faith, and which is why the Fool is here, because a Fool is about taking the leap of faith and starting over. So I do feel that a lot of them are thinking, you know, whether their fears and their, you know, their disappointments in the past will dictate their future. So take it as it resonates. This is just a regular playing deck card, and I have some messages written there. Before I actually did my messages of your twin flame, actual deck, oracle deck, I actually wrote them in the cards, so this is what that is, and this will kind of explain, sort of tie up this reading if there's any additional messages that should come when it comes to your twin flame. Any other messages that needs to come forward? Ten of Swords again. Healing family issues is what I wrote here. So that is in par with the Ten of Swords that came out earlier. What else? Messages from your twin flame. Eight of Cups. In typical tarot deck, Eight of Cups means that they are leaving anything that no longer serves them, and they are in the quest of going and searching for their Nine of Cups or their Ten of Cups. So in this one, I had to walk away from the connection, and the reason why they walked away from the connection, for those that did, in your specific story, is because they didn't have much to give you at this point when they had walked away. So, and that's what I was channeling, that they've just been busy trying to become a better version of what they were, financially, energetically, spiritually, all of that sort of thing, right? So they were trying to become, at that point, they wouldn't have been able to give you much anyways. They had to also heal some of their own traumas and their wounds and stuff like that. So this one is okay. So this was actually, I don't believe it is a Joker. I think it was just has a spare card, but what I wrote here is Death and Rebirth. I don't know if you can see that. So so that is what the transformation is that I'm talking about, that they're going through some of their deepest, darkest areas that where they needed to heal. And at that time when they had left you out in the cold, it was because they honestly, that's too many. Okay, Four of Pentacles. There you go. And I'm not going to take the rest because I don't feel like walking down. I just needed one card, so I'll leave it at that. And bottom of the deck, I've got yes. So for anybody, this was an extra card, and of course this is the Joker again coming, and that Joker will be the Fool. So what this means is that if you guys had any questions that you had wanted to ask, and there was a question that you had when you were viewing this, the answer is yes, whatever that was. Okay, so with that, we will go into the Oracle messages. So hopefully this resonated. And as I'm shuffling, I see gratitude here. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we've got hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. So a lot of them are going within and really, really asking some of these questions, like I said, and trying to figure out and sort out their life. We've got self-acceptance. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear Divine. So a lot of them are also, like I said, trying to go within and accept themselves for who they are versus trying to change themselves. Or it's really important, in order for love to come in, you need to do the self-acceptance, the self-love, and the self-realization before you can actually offer anything to anybody else, because you have to feel whole within you in order to be able to exuviate that radiance into any other relationships that's outside of you, right? So it's something that they have been realizing. Hopefully they have been. We all hope that, because yeah, you don't want them to be in that toxic energy, because then that's when the arguments happen. Okay. Perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, Divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. I actually wrote a blog on this. So I do feel that sometimes we're so busy trying to get our ducks in a row, trying to get our life in order, that and try to create that perfect, ambiance, or, this heaven on earth situation. At least the DMs do, that they don't realize that life is passing in that process. They don't realize that if they have what's happening, you're just wasting life away as well. Yeah, you can sit there and wait for the perfect moment, the perfect time, the perfect finances, and the perfect business and career and all that sort of thing. You don't really realize that you're also taking a lot of years and you're shaving that off your youth as well. So, yeah, I mean, you don't want to be enjoying, a good family life when you are, much older, right? You want to enjoy it here and now. So, at least that's what I feel, anyways. I mean, you have the whole life to perfect that, and sometimes you will never find that moment where everything is perfect. So take it as you resonate. Impatience. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. So, and that's why the temperance was here, because yeah, of course, it's all the timing, and it's all about finding that perfect balance and, empowerment. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. Empowerment. And on the deck, we've got positivity. If you can't find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situation. So for a lot of DFs, what I'm picking up from these is just allow them space, and just allow them to just find themselves, and to just remain positive when it comes to the entire connection and all that sort of thing. What else? So at the bottom of the deck, we've got love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. And that is true. People forget that if you are in a twin flame journey, or even a spiritual journey, doesn't matter, you're meant to have an abundant life in every shape or form. So yeah, for those that feel that you are not living that abundant life, you may want to ask yourself why that is the case and how you can change that. Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. Be in the present and dream for the future. When we dream, everything is possible. Messages from your twin flame. Do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. So if you look at this person, of course, she is giving love to a bunch of animals around her, and she's got that bouquet of flowers. So what I'm picking out of that is that, you're supposed to also give back. And if some of you haven't been doing that, you may want to do that. This is why I added this in there, even though I'm giving a lot already, but I decided to do something extra, and that was to give back to charity a little bit from the sales that this organization makes. So yeah, want to always do that. Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. So it's messages from your twin flame to have faith. Be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. So for some of you, if you haven't been doing that, you may want to actually get into the habit of expressing more love, because the more you give, the more you get. So it's sort of like that law of attraction. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each other, every person. Okay, I'm not reading this right. I'll try that again. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each other and every person in your life. A lot of times people are so hurt of the way that their divine masculine has treated them, by ghosting them, not giving them time of the day, that they forget about some of the positive things that has happened in their soul journey, in their in their connection, and what transformations have happened. They're so hung up on the behavior of their twin flame that they don't really realize some of the things that has happened in a good way. So you're supposed to find good in that, and as well as good in everything else and everybody else, right? So that's what the message is on that. So next deck. We're breezing through this reading pretty good, actually. It's going to be a little bit shorter reading than my usual, but I'm doing pretty good with time. I don't think that I have much more to go here. Bottom of the deck, we've got Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So some of you may actually go on a honeymoon. Take some holidays together. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. What else? Messages from your twin flame. Wow, honeymoon showed up anyways. Enjoy the bliss holiday time together. So yeah, for some of you, you will be probably going into some sort of honeymoon. I mean, look at the timing, right? We've got all the borders are opening now, slowly, as the people are getting more vaccinated with COVID and all that sort of thing. We were in a shutdown for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now. So it's nice to have the borders open. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And one more. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And if the DMs felt that they're waiting for this perfect moment, they don't have to. They can always contact their DF anytime, right? So it's, you don't have to find that perfect opportunity. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help you bring you together. So that's calling in your soulmate. And last but not the least, we've got messages from your twin flame. And for those that want to purchase this deck, you can do that in my website. I also wanted to add, I am creating my Oracle deck. It's just messages that I'm channeling, and I decided to create that, and that's going to be a 54 card deck. And weirdly enough, it was funny, I had downloaded some pictures, and one of the pictures somebody else posted on Facebook from that Oracle, and that was a very interesting sync. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I mean, what are the chances of that happening? And yeah, so it just goes to show that when you are doing something great and you have the right intentions, yeah, you know, you definitely get confirmation. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got I sense our future children already, and by the time this airs, this will be past Mother's Day or maybe on Mother's Day. So so happy Mother's Day for those. And it's nice to know that for those twin flames that are supposed to have twin flame children, that the DMs are realizing that they have kids as well coming forward. So I already have, yeah, my future son that has already wished me. That was nice to see his name already pop up. So I'm just waiting for our daughter. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure she will. She always does. So she's got the same personality as me. So yeah, it's funny how, you know, how the kids kind of take on to basically how they are. In looks wise, she looks like her dad a lot, you know, and but personality wise, she's got my feisty personality and very talkative. So versus our son is very quiet. You know, he's like his dad, but looks more like me. So so yeah, for those that have twin flame children coming, it was funny because in my shamanic class, I don't know if I've mentioned this before to the regulars here, I was called a spiritual midwife. So I'll take it because when it comes to private sessions and stuff like that, sometimes it shows up that you know, the person is going to have a twin flame children with their beloved, right? So if I've channeled something like that for you in your reading, definitely you should be connecting to a medium and just figuring it out how accurate that is. I want to say that it's if I've said that, then it's 100% accuracy. I don't shoot in the stars for no reason. So you may want to look into that. I am having my dark night of the soul right now. I'm having an epiphany. So that's what I was telling you guys, that the DMs are going through a lot of their transformation, and they're sitting at the Ten of Swords, which is a lot of it is already done. A lot of their inner work has been already compiled and done. So you're trying too hard, loosen your reins. And this shows up all the time in my reading, because a lot of DFs have been working really, really hard in trying to do a lot of things all at once, and they are just telling you to just kind of slow down a little bit. So try to, you know, do that as well. I mean, you need to take some me time as well, and try not to have too much going on at once. So, you know, you need to also breathe through it. The answer is no for something. I don't know what. So if there was something that was in your mind that you guys were channeling and you wanted to know, that is, you know, another way of looking at it. And in attached to the no, I'm going to say that I pulled this card. I have a spiritual awakening now, and I'm aware of a connection. So for some of you, so no, meaning that some of you felt like that they are not being awakened to their connection. They're not awakened to their spirituality and all that sort of thing. They're saying, no, I am getting awakened to my spirituality and as well as my connection, and I'm aware of my connection. So some of you needed to know that validation, because a lot of people feel that the DMs are not aware of the connection and all that sort of thing. And of course, you know, because I'm reading it in different ways here, you can take it as it resonates. If you were asking a question about something and the answer is no as well. We were destined to meet in this lifetime. We are fated. That's that. What else? Messages from your twin flame. I want to have children with you. Well, it's nice to get this on Mother's Day for, you know, for a lot of DFs that are females, but, you know, of course, Children are children, so take it as it resonates. Let's work together in our relationship. So if some of you were wondering whether you are in a twin flame connection, this is a validation. They are saying we are twin flames, our passion ignites. So for some of you that were inquiring about that, yes, you are in a twin flame journey and in a twin flame connection. You are all I want. I do not want to lose you. What else? One more card and we can conclude this reading. I'm leaving the past behind right now. I'm leaving things behind that no longer serve me. And that's why the Eight of Cups was here. And that's what I was saying, that they are leaving a lot of things that are not serving them in any way, right? So, bottom of the deck. I want to have a long-term relationship with you. I want to marry you. So, there you go. And that concludes my messages from your twin flame for May. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and if you need to book any private sessions with me, you can do that. Link is in the description box. With that, much love and light. This is Twin Flame Union.